Markle may have imagined her big return to the spotlight as a triumphant rebirth, but what she served up was closer to scorched leftovers than a gourmet comeback. Her Netflix series with Love, Meghan was pitched as a warm, stylish escape in the influencer mold. Cozy vibes, curated perfection, and just enough royal mysterious. Instead, the show fizzled almost immediately, crashing harder than even her most vocal critics anticipated. On paper, the formula looked bulletproof at the helm, immaculate visuals, lifestyle tidbits, and built-in celebrity. But within days, it became painfully clear that the audience wasn't there. The numbers were dismal. On launch day, it debuted at number 73 globally. By day 5, it had slipped to number 127. Worse still, from a blink and you miss it placement in Australia's top 10 and a fleeting moment in Sri Lanka, the show didn't register on most international charts. No US traction, no UK buzz, no trending hashtags, no cultural conversation, not even the guilty pleasure of widespread hate watching. It simply disappeared. The verdict was unavoidable. Meghan had finally run out of passes. Netflix gambled that her notoriety and star power would carry the show. Detractors expected at least a burst of rubbernecking curiosity. Instead, the public collectively shrugged. Today's media landscape, being ignored is far worse than being criticized. One particularly savage review came from The Times, which compared watching the series to being waterboarded with trifle. And it wasn't just critics piling on. Social media turned it into a running joke, with parodies, memes, and spoofs mocking the ultra-staged presentation. From turmeric marshmallows to designer apron jam making, the whole thing felt less like lifestyle inspiration and more like a self-parody. People weren't laughing with her. They were laughing at her. Perhaps the clearest sign of desperation came from her most loyal fans. Some went as far as editing fake screenshots of Netflix's top 10 charts to create the illusion of success. That kind of denial wasn't just embarrassing. It revealed a fandom in free fall, clinging to an image that no longer exists. The core is single flop. Meghan's carefully polished persona, once seen as mysterious and intriguing, now feels empty. Audiences don't buy the brand anymore. They see the scripting, the photo-ready moments, the filtered authenticity. And when someone feels this disconnected from reality, viewers check out. Meghan isn't Martha Stewart, and she's certainly no Taylor Swift, who constantly reinvents herself while maintaining relatability. With Love, Meghan on Taylor Swift's surprise engagement to Travis Kelce. The idea that a pop star's relationship news alone sank the show is laughable. The reality is simple. If an entire project collapses because another celebrity grabbed headlines, it was never built on solid ground to begin with. For years, Meghan's PR machine could turn even the smallest to a headline, an obscure award here, a minor partnership there. This time, however, there was nothing to spin. Top 10 charts, no buzz, no press coverage, just silence. And in the entertainment industry, silence is the clearest signal of failure. The problem wasn't only weak execution, it was tone deafness. At a time when audiences crave honesty, messiness, and imperfection, viewers were shown spotless kitchens and Pinterest-style platitudes. Instead of feeling uplifted, many felt annoyed, especially working mothers, who found the portrayal not only out of touch, but borderline offensive. The takeaway? If this is Meghan's version of relatability, the public isn't convinced. Netflix isn't in the business of ego, it's in the business of profit. When the company handed Harry and Meghan a massive multi-million-dollar contract, expectations were clear: deliver results. Instead, they've produced a trail of disappointments. Lackluster documentaries, an animated series scrapped before launch, and now a lifestyle show quietly consigned to the dustbin of forgettable content. Hollywood, your reputation depends on your latest success. For Meghan, there hasn't been one since leaving the monarchy. Each venture feels less like genuine, more like a vanity exercise. Even Peppa Pig is drawing stronger numbers. The collapse is glaring precisely because she had everything working in her favor: global recognition, a polarizing public image that guaranteed coverage, and the resources of one of the world's biggest streamers. And yet, audiences didn't show up. That kind of failure isn't accidental, it's systemic. It's the result of forcing a curated image on people rather than delivering what they viewers are exhausted by the Meghan brand, exhausted by the repeated victim narratives, the thinly veiled digs in interviews, the carefully polished monologues masquerading as authenticity. People don't want rehearsed aesthetics. They want humor, flaws, rawness, and humanity. What they got instead was jam making in a flawless kitchen paired with reheated Pinterest affirmations. It wasn't inspiring, it was insulting. PR analyst and YouTube commentator Numbers don't lie. Views don't lie. No arrangement of influencer bouquets or perfectly staged dinner parties can disguise the core issue. Meghan isn't connecting. She had the option to lean into humor, chaos, or even poke fun at herself. Instead, she leaned into stiffness and artificial audiences rejected it outright. Even timing was dragged in as an excuse. Meghan's team argued that Taylor Swift's engagement overshadowed her release, yet Swift has commanded headlines for over a decade, with surprise albums and cryptic Easter eggs that dominate culture again and again. That's what genuine influence. Meghan's program didn't flop because of Swift. It flopped because there was never buzz to begin with. Behind the scenes, Meghan's camp is working overtime, dropping leaks, issuing strategic briefings, and fueling social media chatter to shift the story. But the problem isn't this one show, it's a pattern. Spotify walked away. Netflix is losing patience. Other deals have stalled. That's not coincidence, it's fatigue. The irony is sharp. Meghan once insisted the royal family stifled her true voice. Yet now, with complete freedom, she's losing public interest faster than ever. Perhaps the palace wasn't the barrier. Perhaps her idea of authentic simply doesn't resonate. Meanwhile, Prince William watches quietly, reportedly unfazed. While Meghan and Harry trip from one failed project to the next, William is focused on long-term strategy. Inside palace walls, friction is rising, not just between the brothers, but also between William and King Charles. William's stance is clear. Betrayal comes with consequences. Turning private family matters into public spectacle and monetizing royal drama can't be brushed aside for optics. He believes that any handshake, photo op, or casual meeting would instantly restore Harry's credibility and undo years of repairing the monarchy's reputation. For William, this is no longer personal, it's tactical. Charles, on the other hand, is conflicted. As both monarch and father, his instinct leans toward that instinct, whether allowing Prince Andrew to reemerge or entertaining the idea of seeing Harry, is increasingly viewed by insiders as William considers it a dangerous form of diplomacy that jeopardizes. Their rift isn't just about age, it's rooted in emotion and philosophy as well. William still bears the marks of Diana's loss, a fractured upbringing, and the heavy weight of. In response, he's created a steady home life for his own children, something he never had, and views Harry's decision to commercialize family struggles as a direct insult. Reports indicate Charles and William's bond remains distant, often managed through intermediaries. At Balmoral, for example, Charles was said to stay in a separate residence while William and Kate occupied another, a subtle yet telling reflection of the strain. At the heart of their clash lie opposing ideas of monarchy. William pushes for modernization, relevance, and flexibility, while Charles holds tightly to hierarchy, formality, and tradition. Friends even suggest William regards his father's obsession with ceremonial dress and pomp as outdated, bordering on ridiculous. So when Harry's allies circulate stories of possible meetings with the king, William perceives it as manipulation. A single photograph of Harry sharing tea with Charles could instantly be spun into reunion. In that moment, the same man who leveled accusations of racism and cruelty would look as though he had been welcomed back. William refuses to permit such a narrative unless there's accountability and a public apology. This is more than a family quarrel. It's a battle over the monarchy's direction, a king yearning for harmony, an heir drawing firm boundaries, and a son leveraging royal ties for relevance. For William, the rule is clear. No easy returns, no choreographed PR stunts, no shortcuts. If Harry wants his way back, he has to earn it. And this time, not even Meghan's Netflix framing can craft that redemption.